Welcome back everyone, I've been shopping again for you. I've got AliExpress tubeless tapes here, I've got loads and loads of different ones. Don't know about you guys, but I'm sick of paying stupid prices for a roll of sticky tape, so I spent all the money so you don't have to. I've got a load of different ones here to test. To be fair, at first impressions, I think these are going to be pretty decent. You're going to save yourself a fair few quid doing this. So all I'm going to do on this is literally just going to stick it onto a rim, see how well they wrap, see how smooth they go, see how well it sticks to each other. I'm not going to have time to wrap all these, put sealant in, put a tyre on and go for a ride. I'll be there for a year. So it's literally just a case of how well they wrap, how well they stick to each other, and just a general feel and sort of sense of quality of the tapes themselves. I also bought some valves as well. These are, again, probably a quarter of the cost of sort of more premium brands. They look identical to me. They're available in all sorts of different sizes and colours. So we'll have a look at these as well. So let's stick around and let's see if we can all save some money on this stuff here. One tubeless rim and many tubeless tapes. So let's get cracking with these. First up, we've got two that both call themselves the same manufacturer. These both say they're made by Le Bicycle. This is branded Le Bicycle. This is just a blue tape that AliExpress said was Le Bicycle. This is not a 101 of how to wrap a tape. This is purely a test of how well these tapes actually wrap, conform to the rim and adhere to themselves, really. So we're not talking about the scientifics of direction of tape, etc. and all that stuff. So we are literally just sticking it to a rim, seeing how well it conforms to the rim bed like this, and seeing how well it sticks to itself. You see this stretches super nicely onto here. It's sticking to the rim bed very nicely. We'll get to its joining section here. It's going to overlap by a couple of inches. And just to see how well it sticks to itself, basically it has gone on very nicely though. Right, that's its join there. It's not stuck to itself particularly well. I can lift that up very easily. It has stuck sort of here, but you would normally cover this anyway. Some tapes you get a little section of joining tape that covers this piece here, like some of the premium tapes like Muck Off. One of these AliExpress comes with those as well. What I always do though is I use Gorilla Tape for this section. So I literally just cover over this join here. It's a few inches either side. And I use a plastic tool just to smudge these into the edges like this. It's perfectly sealed. And that's going to give the actual join section itself a perfect seal, and you'll be easy to be able to get it off if you ever needed to. So that's what I would normally do on a tubeless tape of any width. I'll just cover the join with Gorilla Tape, because it's good stuff. You can do a full wrap with Gorilla Tape if you really want to, but good luck getting it off the rim later. It's really good stuff, but wow, it sticks. So that's how I would normally wrap that. Direction wise, I say there's arguments of which direction you will go to stop sealant slopping underneath here and stuff, but we're not going into that in this video. This is purely a test of the actual performance of the tapes, how well they wrap, how well they seat into the bed of the rim like this, it's gone quite nicely, and how well it sticks to itself at the other end. You can see this one not particularly well. Alright, let's go for the next. I'm not going to put this tape on all of them, don't worry, I'll just fly through the rest of the tapes now, and how well it comes off without ripping into shreds. So next up is another Le Bicycle tape. This feels quite a bit thicker and quite a bit sticky already. I've struggled to pull that off the roll. So let's give this one a go. This feels slightly more premium, really. Oh, that's good stuff. You have to go all the way up the side of these rims here. Basically, you want tape and a tyre. You don't want to be able to see rim. You need to seal against each other. It's going on nicely, very nicely as well. It's forming perfectly to the bed. Some tapes you tend to find get a bit crinkly in here and don't really form very well at all, but this is going in. Very nice. What is this? It's 27, so we could do with a 25 in this rim, really, so maybe a fraction too wide, but it's going in. Cut that and see how well it sticks to itself. Very well. Right, that's stuck to itself perfectly. Can't get my finger in there at all. It's invisible almost, so that's significantly better than the first one. Right, that's gone on really nicely. Let's see where the join is. So nicely I can't see the join. There it is there. Yep, impressed with that. Le Bicycle. It's a nice tape. Yeah, it's stuck to itself really nicely. That's very strong. So next up, this is RGO, 27mm again, so again, potentially a smidge too thick for this rim, but let's go. Not sticking very well, this one. Once you get it started, it's going in nicely. And that's the join there again. Again, stuck to itself perfectly there. It's a bit rough here because that's where I started it. I didn't make a very good job of the start, but it's actually stuck to itself perfectly. And the rest of the rim, super flat, almost invisible there. That's actually quite nice. No brand on this. This is one of the more expensive ones, like £20 I think for a roll, so this is pretty much on par with a premium tape price anyway, but well, it was thick. It's actually a nice piece. That is thick. That's thick and sticky. Just what you want from a tubeless tape, really. This is the only one that comes with a joining patch as well. This is a 25mm, so it's fitting this rim nicely. Very nicely. It's gone on very nicely, that has, but like I say, it's one of the more, well, it's the most expensive one in the test, I think. Not actually stuck to itself particularly well here, compared to some of the other ones. Again, you would normally join over that anyway. But just in comparison to some of the other ones, you can see I can get my tool under there quite easily. It's conformed to the bed of the rim to a perfect profile. There's no bridging at all there, so yeah, that's nice. Next up, there's no branding on this. I'll put it on screen. I think this is one of the cheapest ones, and yeah, it feels it as well, so let's get rid of this. This is very similar to that strapping tape that people use as well. I've got some of that, I'll show you. It looks pretty much identical, but it is available in full range of widths, so that's a bonus. Strapping tape tends to be only a couple of widths. Over itself, so it's cut itself just with this plastic tool, which is definitely not sharp. So I'll split a little bit. Look. Yeah, probably one of the cheaper ones. It'll do the job, you just got to be a bit careful with it by the looks of it. Just a little bit on the fragile side, if anything. That's the first one that's actually damaged itself. Well, I damaged it. This one is called demount. I mean, you would hope it wouldn't demount. Let's get it on. 25mm again, so this should go on quite well. Very thin. Wow, super, super thin, this one. Pretty sticky. That's actually going in nicely. Look at that. You see that wrapped really, really easily and just dropped into the rim very nicely. Get into this bit here. Again, no issues there at all. Demount, just don't demount. Next up, baloney. It feels okay. Baloney. Actually wrapping really nicely, look at that. Apart from the beginning that I've screwed up. Let's get that back in there a bit. It's okay. So a 10-meter tape, you'd normally get, I think, 4 rims approximately. So price of this, you can work it out for yourself how much it is for a wheel. Depending on which tape you choose. But I've got one coming up that will work out significantly cheaper. Like, stupidly cheap. Cheaper than your strapping tape. Down to itself. A little bit on the crinkly side. Not particularly sticky either to itself there. It's not terrible. This one, Goldex. This is a 50-meter roll. £4.71 for 50 meters. So that's the equivalent of 5 normal rolls. So we're about less than £1 for a normal 10-meter roll equivalent, which is just bonkers. That's 25 pence a wheel. In comparison to sort of £5 or £6 for a more premium tape. Does it wrap? That's the $1 million or £5 question. It feels quite thin. Actually stretching in there quite nicely, isn't it? Well, it's not terrible. Crazy cheap. 25 pence a wheel. This is cheaper than Gorilla Tape, cheaper than strapping tape, and it's available in different widths as well, which is a bonus. You can see that's going in there really, really nicely there, look. Really nicely. No bubbles at all, that's just formed down there perfectly. Look at that. Oh, let's see how it sticks to itself there. Can't get my finger in there at all, so yeah, that's pretty impressive for the price. I don't think, well, you're not going to beat that, that's for sure. That's cheaper than any of the non-tubeless tape alternatives that you see out there. So like I say, Gorilla Tape and strapping tape, etc. This is absolutely pennies, literally, and does the job. That's actually gone on really nicely. Look at that, it's gone on flawlessly. There's nothing there at all, no bubbles. Perfect. Pretty impressive, that is. Wow. So just before I continue with the rest of these tapes, I just want to take a minute to thank this channel's ongoing sponsor, sportandleisure.com. Sport and Leisure are a UK-based cycling retailer with thousands of parts, tools, clothing, accessories ready to ship. Their listings are clear with proper descriptions and really good pictures, which I really appreciate. It says it's in stock, it's actually in stock on the shelf. It's not in Spain and 3 weeks away. So if you order before 3 p.m, it'll ship the same day in the UK. Shipping is free on all orders. But if you need it faster than that, next day delivery is only £2.50 UK only. A fantastic price. So whether you're after some new wheels, brakes, group sets, or even tubeless accessories, check them out. Their prices really are pretty much unbeatable. So they've also given me a discount code for viewers. So if you use the code BCR10 at checkout on your first order, you'll get an additional 10% off. So the link is in the description below. Thanks again to sportandleisure.com for continuing to support the channel. Now let's get back to these tapes. So just to keep it objective, this is a premium tape from the video sponsor sportandleisure.com. This is a 5 meter roll actually, so it's a little bit on the short side, but it is a premium continental tape. I've never seen this one before, so I thought I'd give it a go. Jeez, you can see how sticky that is. Let's get this going. I mean, it looks good, that's for sure. But it's not all about looks, because you never see this again once it's in, do you? That's actually going on very nicely as well. I've got a muck off and a bit of PT's tape as well. I'll just throw into the mix. I've also got some strapping tape just to go through that one as well. Just to keep it objective, all I think you'll find is you won't notice any difference between any of them. It's gone on nice actually. No creasing, no nothing. That's going on perfectly. 10% off with code BCR10. Don't forget, guys. They've got all sorts. They've got sealant. They've got full kits. Got everything. It was entirely me that's just creased it there. But the join itself is there. Again, we would cover this bit here. But it's actually gone on very nicely as well. So that's good. This is book loss tape. Another AliExpress tape, obviously. This is 28mm. I'm definitely pushing my luck with this one, but we'll see what we can do. Super, super thin. Wow, I mean, look at that. It looks remarkably similar to muck off. That's for sure. God. This is too wide for this rim. I'm sorry, but we'll see what we can do. It's hard work getting this one in. Let's go in. If you just pull a load of tension and sort of walk the tape side to side, you'll drop it in the rim. Not too much difficulty. Like that. This is definitely going to go off the side. It's actually stuck to itself very, very nicely. Considering how wide it is, it's definitely a millimetre or two too wide for this rim, but it's actually gone on fairly well. You do get these crinkles in some of these tapes. Like I say, that Continental one, you didn't see any of this. Some of the other ones, you don't see any of that. If you warm it up, you may actually get rid of some of these. It's pretty cold in the UK today, so it's stuck on perfectly as well. That's quite nice. Next one, this is ZTTO. We've all seen ZTTO stuff on AliExpress. It's everywhere. Generally speaking, it's not bad stuff. Let's see what their tubeless tape is like there. Super, super thin. I think this is a 27. Right, that's round, and let's go. Not bad. Probably not gone on quite as nicely as some of the other ones, but again, it's on. You can probably see some stress marks on there now. That's me just literally pushing it down my finger. And it's putting these white marks into it. Not damaging it, I don't think, but I didn't get that on the other ones. Yeah, again, that's gone on quite nicely. I'm not sure there's a bad tape between these, to be perfectly honest with you. This one, spoiler alert, I've used it before. I've been super, super impressed with it. This is Kusa, available in all widths. It's super sticky stuff. I do like this tape. It's not the cheapest, but it's not expensive. It's £4, something like that, I think. Again, a smidge too wide for this rim, probably, but once it gets going, wow, it's sticky. You can hear how sticky that is, can't you? Pretty thick. Very similar to the Le Bicycle tape, actually. It's gone on so nice, honestly. It's about a millimetre too wide for this rim. I can feel it catching up there, but it would still work, don't get me wrong. It's physically hard work because it's so sticky. Right to the end. Let's go over. And it's stuck to itself pretty nicely down the end. But actually wrapping to the bed of the rim. beautifully. Stuck nicely, no bubbles, super smooth. Looking really nice. That is with the gold writing on it as well. Again, you're never going to see any of these tapes, but it looks good. It looks premium. Oh, God. I can't believe how sticky that is. The Rider Ace is next. Probably on par with ZTTO, I think, in popularity. There's loads of stuff from both companies on AliExpress. Super thin again. Probably very similar tape. Going on quite nicely. So I've not really had a bad tape yet, have we? Down to this end, cross over. Yeah, that's actually nice. Again, literally no issues there either. That's gone on perfectly, stuck to itself really, really well actually. It seems to have wrapped nicer than the ZTTO tape. No issues at all there either. It's gone on super nice. Very smooth. Nice tape. So this is VXM, this is a 25mm, so this should go in quite nicely. Look at that, that's gone in very nicely. Like I say, I bought all these tapes myself for you guys. I mean, it wasn't the cheapest video in the world, that's for sure, but if you do want to support, then channel membership's always a good idea. Quite a few members actually now, so thank you very much. Welcome on board, guys. If you want to join, the link is below. It just helps me develop videos for stuff like this, where I've got to buy this stuff from AliExpress or wherever and do videos for you. To be fair, this video is mostly for myself because I was sick of spending so much money on other tapes. I wanted to find a good alternative, and I think I found about 13 good alternatives here so far. They've all been fantastic. I've not had a duff tape yet. Look at it, absolutely perfect again. Back to the end. That's me, that is. I've not got that straight there. There you go. So that joins perfect, even though I've had to reposition it, it's still stuck itself down. No issues at all. Again, very nice tape. Next up, I have some muck off left. This is definitely on the narrow side, but just to show you in comparison, again, there's a premium tape. Super thin. Well, this will go on nicely because it's too thin for the rim. But this is the only width I've got other than massive mountain bike ones. Which is kind of why I didn't buy any more, because I knew I was buying all of this lot as well. Again, that's gone on perfectly as you would expect from a premium tape. A lot of people are moving to rims without spoke holes now. Make tubeless a bit easier, I get it. I ran out of tape. And you see how well that was wrapping. Pretty nicely. I've also got a Petey's tape here as well. This is nowhere near going to be enough. I think there's only about a couple of inches left on here, but I'll show you it anyway. Very, very thin as well. It looks nice in the silver text. There's nowhere near enough on here for the rim, I'll tell you that now. But it's going on very nicely. I told you there weren't much left. It's a frustrating thing when you come to do tubeless, you don't know if you've got enough on the roll, it never tells you, obviously. And you get halfway around and then you run out, it's a bit annoying. Alright, again, that's Petey's premium tape, goes on beautifully. Right, this one is the strapping tape that everybody recommends. I've used this before. To be fair, it's good stuff, but it's only available in a few selected widths, which is its downside. But performance, and it feels exactly the same as the other ones. In reality, they're probably all made in the same factory, just with a different name stuck to them, like a lot of stuff these days. Goes on nicely. I mean, it's a cheaper alternative, but it's definitely not as cheap as that 50-meter Goldex one. That is just insanely cheap for the performance and the width side. Oh wow, it's just great. And I think for me, I'll be ordering Goldex and the Kusa. Kusa just looks cool, I like it. And it wraps really nice, it's a nice thick sticky tape. The Goldex, value-wise, well, that's unbeatable, isn't it? Again, it's not a tubeless tape specifically, but it looks and feels exactly the same and performs pretty much identically as well, so it's a good alternative. A lot of people use this. Compared to some of the other ones, it's not really stuck to itself at all at the end there. Again, I keep saying it, you would cover that up anyway. But yeah, that's the strapping tape, as people call it. Test the strapping tape. Right, so that's all the tape's done. Let's look at these valves. So while I was there, I also bought some valves. These are Riot valves. Come with some different shaped adapters for the actual rubber seal itself. Valve wise, they look really, really nice. They got caps to remove the valve core there. They got O-rings, got a little profile plastic section here for convex rims or concave rims. Convex, yeah. So if you've got things like Cushcore tyres and you've only got one hole in the end, you can sometimes struggle to inflate these. So these have side holes as well, which most of the decent valves do nowadays. So these will work with Cushcore quite nicely. These are long, they come in different lengths, they come in many, many different colours. I'll put the link below again. But quality wise, these look identical to anything else you would pay significantly more for. Look at the thread on that, look at that. Perfect. Obviously removable cores, all of these are going to have removable cores. They're tubeless valves. Key on the end of the valve cap to get them out with. So they are pretty nice. Price of these, £10.39. Book loss, look at this, comes in a nice jazzy metal box. This is nice as well. Again, it's got valve removing keys. One set of rubbers on here, alloy caps. Just again, really nice. They come in different lengths, different colours. Pretty much anything you want, really, to be fair. Price of these, that says £5.99 or £5.79. £5.79 for the pair. Absolutely crazy. So black 60mm. Like I say, they do come in many, many different sizes and colours as well. So for £5.79, guys, you're not going wrong with that. They look fantastic. These would be Cushcore compatible as well. They have side holes. But for tubeless valves, it's just an aluminium tube, guys. It's just hollow. Let's air in, let's air out. That's all it does. Right now, again, very nice. Only come with one rubber, Cushcore compatible, many, many different colours. Nice thread on there as well, look. Many different colours, many different lengths. Price on this, I'm not sure, I'll put it on the screen, but they weren't a great deal. So they've gone very nicely. Here's a Manor. Not less premium packaging, that's for sure, but you don't care about the packaging if it does the job, do you? Right, these look a bit on the thin side. The lock nut is a little bit on the small side as well. They do have a key for the valve, obviously removable. They are Cushcore compatible. They only have one rubber valve as well, but yeah, they feel a little bit on the flimsier side compared to the others, but they probably do the job. Price wise on these, £4.61 for the pair. Well, I thought I ordered two of these, but it only comes as a packet of one apparently. So it's got a super thick lock nut on it. That's the whole nut. It's massive. Look at it. The whole thing there. Comes with an alloy cap. Oh, comes with a plastic cap in there. Comes with two O-rings. Only comes with one slightly unusually shaped rubber at the bottom and a very, very flat end to it. It's Cushcore. If it sits against there, you're going to struggle to inflate this. Potentially it's going to sit quite above that anyway. But yeah, it's a slightly different design there. Well, they would perform, but price wise, £1.91 for one. However, I've got cheaper. £2.09 for two, so just over £1 each. These are the most basic of basic valves. I've used these before and they work. It's a very, very basic valve with rubber seal, just an O-ring, metal lock nut, plastic cap and removable core. It's super, super cheap. They do the job. They're not flashy, they're not anodized, but they do actually work. Obviously, Cushcore wise, you've only got the one hole there, so you might struggle on something like that. But for a very basic valve for £1, well, you're not going to go wrong really, are you? So yeah, that's some valves. There's many, many, many different valves on AliExpress. I just picked up a selection because I'm not a millionaire. I can't buy them all. I'll just show you a selection what is available. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I certainly found that super interesting for myself. I've been wasting so much money over the years, crazy. So as nice as this tape is, it's pretty much the same price as a premium tape, so it's going to be hard to recommend that. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic tape and it wraps lovely, but it's only slightly cheaper than a premium brand anyway. Well, this beauty, however, Kusa, absolutely incredible. £3.79 for a roll. I'm going straight on AliExpress now. I'm ordering every single one they've got in every single width. This is awesome. Real good thickness. It wraps perfectly, sticks to itself perfectly. Looks pretty cool as well. So for me, that's an outright winner in this test. We can go for Goldex. This is fantastic value, as you see. Like, look at the price of this. It's 50 metre roll. Works out about 25p a wheel. You're not going to beat that. And it performed just as well as the other tapes. So another brilliant option. Valve wise, I don't think you're going to go wrong with something like this. £6 for these. Absolutely crazy. Any colour you want, any length you want. I'll put affiliate links down below for all of these products. So if you're interested, hit those up and grab yourself some absolute bargains. These are fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for plenty more.